Hi, Mike. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Mike McNeely. I live in Bridgewater and I'm running for the board in the Sites area.
Okay. What past experiences do you have working as a committee member or working with a group to problem solve and create positive solutions?
Well, I broke it down into three categories. I worked for General Motors for 35 years, and during that period of time I was in management, and I've chaired and have also been on many committees to cost, save money, save material, improve efficiency. In my afterlife of General Motors, I ran my own company for 10 years. During that 10 years, I worked with three different companies, and I rearranged their plants to improve efficiency, cost, manpower, and all those were done through committees. The third phase is my Bridgewater phase. And during that period of time, I've been here 8 years. I've been on a number of different committees. I was on the SEC committee. I was on the committee for a while. Then I was also chairman of the committee. And during that time, our goal was to have functions and raise some funds and then give back to the community. During that time, we gave back the TV set for the lobby. We gave back the fans for the NPR room. We purchased umbrellas. We purchased, I believe, some drapes. And all in all, we gave back somewhere in the area of $9,000.
Well,
Yeah. And then I've been the past president of the wine club for 3 years, and I'm currently vice president. During that time, I've organized 2 bus trips a year, a couple of dinners in here. One of them was our Christmas dinner, which we, in the last 2 years, have given back $2,100 to families that were needy during the Christmas season. Also organized the pig roast, which had, the last time I think was 145 people, and that was run strictly by committee. I've been in charge of the mixed up doubles golf league, better known as the Mud, and have had that for the past 3 years, and that has been done entirely by committee. There's been a few other things in here that I've been associated with, but I've got a lot of experience in committees.
okay. What qualities do you believe a neighborhood representative should embody and bring to the board in order to create and promote a harmonious community relationship?
Well, this one here, I guess he should walk on water, but we'll never see that. But I really honestly think he should be truthful, honest and sincere, number one. And these aren't in the priority category. I think he should be a fair person, consistent in his decision making, not sporadic. You don't want to say one thing here and then turn around and say the same thing but differently over here. He should have a good personality, and I think he should have a sense of humor. Sense of humor goes a long way in good times and in bad times. Without a doubt, he should have good common sense, street smarts, I would call it. He should be a self-starter. He should not have to wait until someone else makes a decision or comes up with an idea. If you got an idea, come forward with it. I think he should be a person that when people approach you, they should want to approach you, I should say, not run away from you when they see you coming. And I know around here, there's a lot of controversies going on, so you want to be a person that's approachable. Regardless of how you feel about a project or whatever, Um, you don't want to get mad at anybody. It's just a project. You don't want to get people upset. Just do what you have to do. I think the last thing is make sure you represent all the people. There's no agenda here. You represent all the people all the time. You do what's best for them because, after all, you are a resident here also. So that's my idea of what a good board member should be.
Fantastic. What do you believe is the greatest challenge for your individual community right now, and how would you resolve this challenge?
Well, the biggest challenge right now is, in my opinion, from the sites, but I think it's also a problem for the other two communities. And that is when Pulte built this community, they put in blue spruce trees in the corner of every house, and it looked beautiful and catches everybody's eye, and they want to sell homes, but they made the wrong choice. The trees get extremely big. I know from personal experience, I had 3 on Grosio that were 90 feet tall, 38, 40 feet in diameter, and huge. And they only last about 30 years, and then they got to come down. Right now, I think about 30 people have signed up and had their trees removed at their expense, and had another tree put in at their expense, which is okay. However, the way the bylaws are wrote today, they lose the privilege of having all their shrubs cut, trimmed, weeded in the front, because they replaced that one tree. My feeling is that this could be solved really fast. It's a no-brainer. If you want to take that tree out and replace it at your expense, then that tree, after it's been installed, would become the property or the management of by Bridgewater. They would have to trim it, they'd have to spray it, and you would not lose the privilege of having your shrubs trimmed in the front of your house. This could be extended to the rest of the shrubs, as long as you follow. We don't want to have the community look hodgepodge. We want the community to look nice and uniform. And if we had a list of shrubs and a list of trees, if you wanted to replace the tree or the shrub through the approval of the ARC, not just arbitrarily do it, you should be able to do it and not lose the privilege of having the front of your house trimmed and kept neat, trimmed and orderly. That's what I think is the biggest problem right now, and I think it's being addressed. I think the board is looking at it. I don't know if they've made the decision, but I think that sometime in the near future, you're probably going to hear something from them in that respect, and maybe not the way I'm saying it, but it's going to be somewhere in the ballpark.
Okay. Under what circumstances do you believe a special assessment to the community is necessary?
I'm not on a board and I'm not an expert, but I think there's probably 3 categories of special assessments. Of course, our HOA monthly payment is based on the annual budget. And in that annual budget, there should be some extra funds set aside, and then some contingency funds set aside for things that pop up. However, if you run a deficit in the budget, there's a possibility that you could be assessed another raise in your HOA fees. The second thing would be, if you wanted to do a special project, let's say you wanted to put a roof over the back of the clubhouse and it cost $150,000. I think you can go up to $15,000 without having an assessment, because you can take it out of the budget from the funds set aside and the contingency fund. But if it exceeds 15,000, then it's got to be in the budget, and then the budget would dictate what your assessment would be monthly. However, if you wanted to put a roof over that patio at $150,000 and it took 10 years, it might come out that you would have to have a special assessment that would affect your monthly HOA by $2, $3 a month, or whatever that number might be. The third one would be, in my opinion, heaven forbid, a tornado comes through, destroys a building or something, and the insurance company doesn't pick up the full cost, and we want to restore it back to its original state, we would probably have to assess some kind of a special assessment. Regardless, it would all go through the board. It would all go through many channels, many meetings, many reports, many questions before, I'm sure before it would be instituted. So.
Okay. What are 3 physical improvements that you'd like to see at Bridgewater, and what will you do to see them accomplished?
Well, this is a kind of a tough one. It shouldn't be, but it is. I'm going to say this, and I might make some people a little upset, but I think we have proven at Bridgewater that we have not managed what we already have. It's not to say that you're not doing your job. It might be that we haven't got enough help. I don't know. But there are light poles. The bases still need to be painted. The sprinkling system. I had 3 water spouts fixed the other day, and Grosio, I asked him if I on battery or am I on electric. He says, you're on electric. However, the next 6 houses are on battery, the next 4 are on electric, and the next 5 are on battery. He says there are houses still on battery. However, we're working on that. We're trying to get it. So not all the homes are on electric yet. That needs to be completed. Wood benches in the community. We made the mistake, if you want to call it that, of buying teak. They may have lasted longer if we power washed them every year, which we didn't. We refinished them 2 or 3 years ago, which wasn't a very good job. And now they are so bad that you can't even sit on them. It looks like they got barnacles all over them, and it appears to me that the wood has thinned to a point where you might just fall through if you sit on them. In my opinion, those should be taken out and scrapped immediately, because they are making the community, the jewel of downriver, look bad, and replaced with granite, something that will last 100 years or more without any maintenance, basically. We got the entrance. The wiring is still there. It's been there for 2 years. As far as I know, we still do not have it hooked up. Why? I don't know. But that's another project that's not done. We have dead trees coming in off of Van Horn. We have a row of dead trees on the left, and there's many more within the community that need to be addressed. That has not been done. In my particular backyard, there's an AT&T orange plastic spout coming up that's got wires in it for the phone, and I think maybe cable TV, I'm not sure. I talked to them the other day, and they said we don't use those are dead. You got fiber optic. Then why don't we have those removed? They look terrible. Some are laying on the ground, some are at 45-degree angles. They look terrible. In my backyard, I also have a structure that looks like if you remember when you were a kid, a Rector set. It was put in by Troche, who was, I believe, the first company in here with the sprinkling system. They installed them because they were going to install control panels on them. There's loose wires hanging out of them. I talked to Grozio. They told me that those things will never be used. You should just remove them. They've been like that now for over 3 years. Stop sign, corner of, I think it's Charlevoix and Walloon, still at a 30-degree angle. It's not perpendicular to the street. There's been concern forms turned in. This thing has been like this for over a year. I want to go out there with my pipe wrench and turn this thing, but I don't dare do it. Pool umbrellas, they're basically shot. They're musty, they're dirty, they're damaged. They should be replaced or whatever. The closets in the NPR room are tore up. The walls are tore up where we store the chairs and the tables. Those should be lined with 5/8 plywood to stop that damage to those walls. So, in my way of thinking, we need to take care of all the issues that are open before we start doing other projects. Let's finish what we started. If we start other projects, we're going to have more things that aren't followed up on. We have to learn how to maintain what we have. My job as a board member is to keep all this in front of the board, keep pushing for it until they're either accomplished, completed, or denied, one of the two. But the old stuff needs to be resolved. Now, that's not to say that I don't want to go forward with projects. I have projects. I have about 14, 15 different projects that I would love to push forward. But it's going to take money, it's going to take time, it's going to take manpower. Some of them we can do with volunteers, some is going to be very costly. But I'll give you two that go together that I think are perfect. Whether you agree or disagree, I am a firm believer at this point in time that we need a full-time second-tier maintenance man. Someone that comes in from ground level doesn't really have to know a whole lot. The only thing he'd be required, or he or she would be required to know, can you change a light plug? Can you change an electrical switch? And can you change a light bulb? Other than that, the skills required wouldn't be that much. This person would be a person that could paint the light poles at the base, could straighten the stop sign, could take out the benches, could repair the wall in the NPR room, could set up tables and chairs for meetings and events. Right now, you, the staff, are out there trying to set up tables and chairs. And if you don't do it, then we, the homeowners, have to come in here and do it before the party and after the party. This guy could take care of putting them up, taking them down. Nobody shovels the sidewalk in the front, the entrance, in the wintertime, or the curved sidewalk for 50 feet on each side. This person could shovel that sidewalk. This person could take a blower and blow off the patio, blow off the front every day. If you've ever been on a cruise, or you've been on a, what do you call it, all-inclusive, where you go to a hotel on the beach in Mexico, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, the beach becomes kind of bare, but the chairs are all sprued all over the place. The umbrellas are all over. But when you get up the next morning at 6 o'clock, you look out the window, it looks like nobody had ever been out there. Everything is lined up, set up, and that's the way it should be here. This is almost next to a resort. And those chairs in the pool and on the deck should be lined up. The tables, the umbrellas should be up. They should be blown down with the leaves and the dirt. And that's what this maintenance guy would do. If the staff saw something in the NPR room was on the floor, sawdust or dirt or something, tell them, hey, get the vacuum, go out there and vacuum that up. So that's my opinion of having that. Now, to go along with him, I think it was a good idea with the board that mentioned they were going to buy a pickup truck. Everybody kind of had a day's look, like a deer looking into the headlights, but it's not a bad idea. However, I don't think a pickup truck is a way to do it, but possibly a club car, work golf cart type of thing, where this maintenance guy could go out and pick up the garbage off the back lot, pick up tree branches that have fallen off trees, take his paintbrush and his brush and run over and paint a light pole, put the power sprayer on and go down the back end and power wash the condos, haul a few chairs, maybe a table with it, and do a lot of different things around here. Plus, take it through all of the paths, the cart paths through the woods and the back, and make sure that they're trimmed. And if there's something hanging over the path, take his battery-powered trimmer and trim it off. And keep the path clean, blow it off. This is a resort. This is the diamond, the jewel of Down River. And right now, it's probably down to a ruby. We need to be up to a diamond. And that's the way I see it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.